What's up, everyone? My name is Sierra Leone Anderson. I'm a rising sophomore at Girls Academic Leadership Academy and a leader within Students Deserve. I want to take some time to thank UTLA and to thank Cecily Meyer Cruz, UTLA's first Afro Latina president and an all around powerful, amazing, inspiring woman, for inviting me to speak today in front of so many amazing educators. Thank you for the support UTLA has shown to Students Deserve and uplifting Black student leadership. I am endlessly grateful. What's up, educators? I hope you all having an amazing day. I'm here to speak on the role and the influence of educators in the lives of underserved youth. And I wanted to start by telling you all a little bit about my peers in elementary school. Benjamin was a skinny boy, always dressed in blue. He had pale brown skin, flat feet, and unlike most of my friends at the time, very clean breath. In a school full of child delinquents, Benji was our teacher's saint. Benji was a good kid. Solomon was a tall boy with spiky hair and a sketchy grin. He used to flip his eyelids inside out, lasso his tongue like a bat, and roar just to scare me. He had dark skin and was prominently known for insubordination. Every year, teachers hated having Solomon in their class. Solomon was a bad kid. Isabella, who I never got to know very well, looked like a porcelain doll, the whitest skin I had ever seen, huge brown eyes, and a tiny body to match her soft voice. Isabella was popular, but I had never heard her speak much. To some teachers, she was a pet, to others, a pest, but to most, she was a fly on the wall. Isabella was invisible. I remember my peers from elementary school well, but now outside of the labels I was conditioned to see them in. Benji was a good kid, but he talked loudly, which is why, in the 5th grade, when Mr. Hanson looked Benjamin straight in the eye and said, "I am only going to say this once. If you speak loudly, or if you speak at all when I have specifically told you not to, I will cut your tongue off and hang it on my door." Everyone was silent. I was never taught to challenge a teacher, so back then I convinced myself that Benjamin deserved it. Solomon was a bad kid, a dangerous 8-year-old, someone you shouldn't hang around with. Maybe that's why no one stood up for him when our 3rd grade teacher made fun of Solomon for not being able to read English. Maybe that's why no one ran after him when, in a fit of anger and embarrassment, Solomon cussed out Mr. Martin, slammed his textbooks to the floor, left the room, and walked out of the school. I don't remember ever seeing Solomon after that day. The only real memory I have of Isabella is her sobbing into her sweater sleeves in the back of our 4th grade classroom. Tears and snot turned the blue of her sleeves black as she muttered in broken English the fear she had of Trump deporting her family, then building a wall so she could not go back home. Isabella was 9 years old, and Mrs. Elms told her to please stop bringing politics into the classroom. Not every educator will teach the same type or the same group of students. Regardless, countless parents and community members, including myself, are trusting you with their kids and the future of this nation. Right now, you are teaching classrooms of future activists and attorneys, writers and chefs, scientists and scholars, poets, pilots, and presidents. As teachers who have the capacity to shift the trajectory of a child's life, it is your duty to see and support all students who otherwise might have been left behind, hidden, neglected, or pushed out. This country has historically denied access to quality education to children that are Black, poor, queer, indigenous, immigrant, and every other identity and culture that does not align with white, cis hetero norms. For all groups outside of that narrow label, education is a privilege, not a right. For all groups outside that narrow label, education has been forced onto us to colonize and indoctrinate. The people in power keep people of color, especially Black people, in high poverty areas where our children go to low quality schools to systematically keep them trapped in the same race and class structures. Your job as an educator is to love your students. Your job as an educator is to understand that youth today, especially Black youth, especially undocumented youth, especially Native youth, we are struggling because we are living in a system that was not designed to support us. And even in that system, with whatever oppression we are against, we are exceeding the expectation. We are resisting the legacy of our subjugation, and not for a second has it been easy. But when the demand and the frustration or the sadness we have with this world is weighing on us, don't punish us for feeling. Don't criminalize me over behavior you can't control. Scream with me when I am angry. Dance with me when I feel joy. Lead me towards questions and curiosity. Invite your students to be leaders, scholars, and partners with you. There will be times you will have to look deep within a child to find their power and potential. There will be times you will have to push a student's capacity to fulfill their unique greatness. And there will be times your students won't need a push at all. Just to be loved and embraced as they are. So educators, please be nurturing. Be honest. Be mindful. Be ready to challenge, to share, and to love. Thank you so much.